Let's go. We got bowling, baby. We got Dreamer, baby. Bowling's, kind of sitting on the floorboard there. We got Sun Bear, baby. We got Dragon T, baby. Risen. Nobody cares about that.
Christian doesn't get a baby.
Baby! Yes! I love you! Baby! Yes! Baby! Yes! I love you! Baby! Yes!
DeFi Kingdoms, baby. DeFi Kingdoms for beginners. Do you not know anything about crypto? I got you. DeFi, decentralized finance. You got kids, you got a wife. DeFi Kingdoms, billions of dollars with Hero. Yes, baby, why? Amazing. GQI, he does. Yes. Even though there's no right or wrong way. Wonder where I'm at? Yes. Once upon a time, in the not too distant past. Baby. Yes.
Baby! Yes! I love you! Baby! Yes! Baby! Yes! Baby! Yes! Oh, baby, my man, Ogre. How are you doing? It's been a day. It's been crazy. So much is going on in my life, Kong's life, Christian Peter's life. We're putting together, George is starting his Cryptos RS Plus channel, okay, getting that launched. And we're going to be doing Christian Peter, Kong, myself, and the help of others. Sergeant, maybe you can help us. Sergeant Filthy McNasty, baby. Okay, we're putting together a gaming section for that channel. Okay, and in which in time, George said he will want to cover DeFi Kingdoms, specifically said that, baby. This first week, Christian, man, we got our work cut out for us. Christian is going to be editing a 10 to 12 minute-ish video of us comparing Spider Tanks and WAGMI games, both tower defense games. That's really exciting. Also, Ogre today. Kong got in there, and I didn't even know this was going on, okay? And I guess these are around the blockchain, DZ. On BitBoys, I guess it's their own channel now, around the blockchain, okay? And he said, "Does anybody want to come on the blockchain?" And then Kong says, "Crypto Grady." And then he goes into the chats and says, "Guys, give Grady a shout out on here." And so a bunch of people went in there, and I'm like, what is going on? Everyone's giving me this love today. Next thing I know, DZ messages me, "Hey, you want to come on around the blockchain?" Okay. And so Kong pulled that off, baby. And so it's already getting scheduled, maybe multiple times next month in September. That's happening. Then this lady hits me up today, or last night, actually, to be on our podcast. And she's like, "Yeah, to be on the pod, you'll be on the podcast after Brian," meaning AKA Brian D. Evans. And so it's been like, wow, wowzers, lots going. AMA happened today. How are you doing, Ogre? How was your week?
I love it, bro. My world's been chaotic today as well. I just got back from my son's open house at his school. It was from 5 till 7, and we start at 6 my time. So, yeah, I got back just in time. I had to go change shirts so I could support my Mythic squad. But yeah, had to mow the lawn, get everything ready, because I'm leaving tonight for Denver, baby. I can't wait to see you out there, Ray Rebo.
You're already going out there.
Yeah, my mom's still in the hospital, so I just dropped my kids off to my ex last night. I was going to leave last night, but because of the open house, I stayed, family first. And now I'm leaving pretty much shortly after this to tie a few things up and then hitting the road.
Okay. Dude, we'll be there.
Yeah.
I'm flying out right now. The flight leaves right now in 1 week. Hey,
Nice.
we'll be out there with Kong. I'm so pumped. And speaking of the Mythic Squad, baby, they got Frisky Fox, the man himself, coming on tonight
Yes,
at
we do.
11. Yeah, 11:30 Eastern, 10:30 Central Grady time, 8:30 Pacific tonight. I'm stoked. Let's get in there and show out for the Mythic Squad, baby. Let's go. And they also said, so Beeve just posted, hey, like, let's really represent the guilds. Let's show Frisky that the guilds are alive, and rep out, come show out, rep out, and show Frisky that the guilds need some love, need some good focus and love from the team, baby, because they're important to the game. I love it.
That's huge because honestly, like he's come back a little bit because out of the social media side of things, he doesn't have time, right? The man is trying to build amazing stuff and everybody's like, we want it now. Nobody wants the patience. So everybody's screaming, clear your list, hit those roadmap things. We want it and we want it now, but we can't have everything, right? So that's caused him to back up away from social media. So I think that I'm sure he probably stalks it a little bit, just tries not to engage and wastes too much time in social media because he needs to be nugget stuff out on the keyboard, as well as doing other things, right? He's got a family as well. Right. So, I mean, it'll be nice to see him with the community. And I think it's a great opportunity for the guilds that are out there to show out. It'll be a great thing for him to see all of that's going on in the community because the teams are not down in all of those guilds. They really don't have visibility on how much is actually going on to a certain extent. They just don't have the bandwidth to be able to dig into all of that as well as do what they're doing to build the awesomeness they're building. So this is kind of an opportunity that a lot of people won't really recognize, but it is an opportunity to get in Frisky's face and be like, we love you. What's up? We know we give you mad grief, but that's because we love you and we care, right? We want it. And then there's some people that just, whatever. We're not going to talk about them. That Dingleberry who's dumping everything like a buffoon right before so much hits. Oh my gosh. And you mentioned George. You were on the stream. I saw you nugget it out because I heard him call you out and also mention the fact that he dropped some alpha last night, which they didn't really mention today. It's kind of like a holdover from before the Bazaar dropped, right? It was some of the stuff that Frisky was talking about with the Bazaar and what he wanted it to eventually do. But the initial drop of it isn't capable of all of that. And I think that put a lot of people off and might have even been the trigger for old Dumpy Dude. But whatever, it is what it is. Sometimes people need liquidity. There's a lot of people scared the market's going to crash. So that might be why he's dumping too. He's just protecting his gains because he thinks it's going to go down farther. And then who knows? He's sitting all that USDT. He's got to do something. So he might be coming back in when it's cheaper, or who knows, might end up having to buy back in when it's more expensive because he missed the call.
I'm wondering, do you think it's possible he might want to get in there and rebuy back in? I don't know. It feels like he's trying to exit all the way out and leave. I don't know though.
There's a lot of fear. There's especially of like the big macro stuff going on. I mean, what the on the macroeconomic scale, the global outlook is kind of scary right now. I mean, we have World War III on our horizon, right? World War III happens and nukes start dropping. Then you got EMPs hitting. Blockchain gets a bit squirrely until that gets handled, right? So, I mean, who knows? It could just be that they're just scared of the macroeconomic and they're looking to invest more in something else. And they're waiting to kind of get all the way out so they can push it into gold or something like that. You never know. I would not assume that they are jumping ship because of they dislike DFK. It could just be that they see something else, or maybe they're starting a business and they need that liquidity to start that business so they can drop it into an LP with their token. You never know.
Yeah.
So just keep an open mind there and don't assume that person's dumping because they're discontent. It's not necessarily the case.
Hey, good.
But it might be.
And I want to circle back. You said you made a good point. The team, it's sometimes good that the team just puts their head in the sand and starts grinding, keeps their head down, grinding, because there's so much FUD out there against DeFi Kingdoms. And that really can affect their psyche.
True.
And especially when, they're out there trying to develop this, and they want to put out a good product. And I think they've just gotten beat down so hard by paying attention, when they do stick their head up out of the sand and they see all the hate coming at them, I think it does affect them. And so
I guarantee it does. I've seen that negativity cause projects to quote unquote rug. And then the community gets mad that they rugged. And when in reality, granted, it's probably like a small percentage, maybe like 1 to 3% of the community that's angry and vocal and raging on them.
Right.
But that 1 to 3% can do enough, especially if we, the rest of the community, don't stand up and defend them.
Yes.
If they don't see that love and all they see is hate, what are they still doing here? Right. I mean, if it was me, I'd be like, you ungrateful bastards. Fuck off. I'm going to go start something else. Right. I mean, I've built what I said I was going to build. It's here. Granted, it's not everything that we wanted it to be, and it's not everything they want it to be. There's a lot more they want to do. But it is definitely possible. You make a very valid point that we can destroy this project.
Yeah, that's right. So, I mean, so if you've got good constructive feedback to the team, you know, because they're not perfect, they made mistakes, there's things they could do better. Okay. But there's a way to go about that. And then probably they're not going to hear you. They're not going to listen. Okay. But if there's a way to go about it. All right. Because there's 50 million, you know, voices shouting at them all the time, and they do their best to answer the AMA questions. If you go to talk.defykingdoms.com, you can get some feedback, you know, but you know, just know they're just people and they're doing their best. But hey, what more can you ask for? They're grinding. Okay. We've got an onslaught of announcements up and coming, as we've talked about. Okay. Here's an announcement. This is a big one. Okay. Yep. And what was weird is if you listen on YouTube, the AMA, this little beginning part was cut off. Did you catch that, Ogre?
Yeah, they dropped the beginning of it, and the preamble was slow too. This was the big piece of news this week in my mind, and it stinks. That and then the Clayton moving forward were the two biggies that I really liked. That and the third one was George's reminder of what the bazaar will eventually be. Cross-chain swap.
I missed that. Wait, when did George say that? Tell me that.
During the stream last night or yesterday. I watched it last night. I think he did it yesterday. He called. Somebody asked him about DFK in the stream, and he had great stuff to say about it, and mentioned that he's talking with them and excited about Frisky's the cross-chain swap that Frisky's working on, which is what the bazaar. If you reckon back to when he first started talking about it, that's what the bazaar is eventually going to be. It's supposed to be a cross-chain swap. So, I mean, I would imagine like single interface, multiple chains, and you have lots of coins you can send in to purchase whatever you want, right? So you could buy Jewel with maybe 20 different tokens, and you just select what you want to use type thing. And whatever chain you're on, there's going to be multiple chains. That's what I see the future of the bazaar to be. Now, some of that's speculative reading between the lines, so don't write that down. Ogre said by November 2nd, we're going to have a cross-chain swap, and I'm going to be able to do ABC. No, that's not what Ogre said. Ogre's reading between the lines and sharing what he heard with you.
Yeah.
You got to go back a few AMAs to hear what I'm talking about. I recommend listening to all their AMAs. This is not a replacement for the AMA. This is an editorial on the AMA.
That's right. Because we are busy. Life's crazy. And sometimes I'll listen to it 2 or 3 times and I'm taking notes, but you forget stuff. So it's good, you know, to get in there and listen. So is this singularity? So I'll circle back to what you heard George say yesterday, because there's some alpha there that I know about. Okay. And then
you're not supposed to say that. That's called inside knowledge, bro. You get in trouble. Zip it.
There's an onslaught of announcements up and coming that I
no doubt.
I could share. Okay. So alpha, look, Robinhood out here dropping look at this statement that Robinhood just made right there. That's it. Okay. No, so did you catch the beginning of the AMA when they actually talked about the singularity? Can we do this in the States? Is this a United States? We can. We can.
It is globally accepted. It will not be directly on DFK chain. It will be on Avalanche. So what you'll do is Singularity will allow you with plastic, debit or credit card, possibly even linking the bank account. I'm not sure on that one. And everybody should go read that article and give it 50 claps, right? Because that helps the algorithm promote the article and pushes it out farther so that other people who are not following the DFK account, they might even see it. It'll show up on their list of articles they should read type thing. So everybody needs to go ahead and curate that, give that the full 50 claps just by holding your little finger on the clap button or your clicker if you're using a mouse. It takes 7 seconds to give it the full 50 claps. You just hold it on and just keep going. It'll start racking up all the way to 50.
Yeah. Well, here's what this says. Singularity will allow DeFi Kingdoms players to purchase Jewel and Crystal by acquiring AVAX/USDC on AVAX C chain, then bridging and swapping to the token of your choice on DFK chain, all in one seamless and easy to use flow.
Mm-hmm.
So it like guides you through, it just does it all for you.
Yeah, I don't know if it's going to do it all for you. I mean, the whole point is to make it easier for onboarding, right?
Right.
So I don't know if it'll just naturally, once it comes in and receives, trigger the next screen and take you directly to the bridge and auto-populate the first field with what you just bought. It's possible. I mean, they could make it to where it just steps you through and you don't even have to go to the hamburger menu and click the next place you go. That's what that sounds like to me. I'd agree with you there.
Okay. So, I mean, this sentence right here, all in one seamless and easy to use flow. Baby. So here in the States, what are the fees on this? Can we like get in there with PayPal or something or credit card?
Now you're going too deep. They didn't announce all of that. You'd have to dig into Singularity and what they can do. That last link there will probably take you if we want to do some more research. If you scroll all the way down right before, that one might as well.
And this one, yeah, okay, interesting. And when do we know when this is going live? Did they?
Not today.
Okay,
that's what we know.
Okay.
I mean, just like doggone, what is it, Swipe Lux, the last one? I mean, it takes a little bit. This is a partnership announcement, not it's going live tomorrow. So now they have the partnership. That's just a paper agreement. We don't know how far they are in development. It still might be a month out, right? Or possibly even longer. Might be 2 weeks. It all depends. And I can't speak to the whole when. I only know what you guys know, looking at the various public social media accounts.
Yeah. Well, so as we've alluded to, George, he was going to announce this when we were in Vegas, but the announcement is delayed. But, George is really big on this up and coming announcement that does tie in with the bazaar. So I'm so
involved. That's huge.
I'm so pumped for all. There's an onslaught of bullish DeFi Kingdoms announcements coming. And they said that today in the AMA. I don't know how many times they said today in the AMA, we can't share this yet. Oh, we can't share that yet. Oh, we can't share this yet. So,
that was reading with, I mean, in my mind, that's partnerships, right? Because in the past, if they're working on something, then it's like, oh yeah, well, my favorite thing is that thing we're working on, but we can't announce it yet, right?
Yeah.
But like literally half of the team, when they're like, what are you most excited about? They're like, I'm not allowed to talk about it, which means, and again, reading between the lines, because it could be something they're working on, but I don't think so. That sounds like partnership that they legally can't talk about type thing because they have a deal in place. And they've been working on them. They are out there, Dreamers crushing it. They've been saying that for a few AMAs now, that there's a lot of partnerships coming. And I anticipate with them hopefully doing well in the next crypto gem that, I think a lot of it's going to be timed with that. So I think the next 30 to 60 days are going to be effing epic for those of us that have managed to hold on through the bear. I think we're in for a very pleasant surprise, regardless of what Bitcoin and the rest of it does. I mean, Bitcoin will bring it down if it goes down, but we could still go up against Bitcoin if there's good news and good marketing and lots of stuff out there.
Hey, and what's so cool is that, by the way, I'll be on Around the Blockchain either the day before or the day after the airing of the next crypto gem.
Nice.
Okay, and DZ is an advisor for Hourglass, right? So he's tied in with
I didn't know that.
Uh-huh.
Oh, wow. Hell yeah.
Yep. So, man, that is just I can't wait. So I'll be hyping that up hard on Around the Blockchain. You can take that to the bank, baby. Let's go. Kong, I freaking love you. I don't know what I would do without that man. Okay. All right. So I'm stoked about Frisky Fox coming on Mythic Squad. We got to show up for that. We got the DFK second birthday in 2 weeks, baby. Y'all. 2 year. It's only
next week.
Is it next week?
Next Tuesday.
That's right. All right. It's only been 2 years, and look how much they've accomplished and been through in 2 years. Compare that with most all other projects out there, and what they've had to work with. It's crazy, man.
plus jumping chain and having to completely retool everything and build a blockchain. Like the amount that this team has accomplished is amazing, even with their skeleton crew right now through the bear market, just to be fiscally responsible and ensure longevity and that they have enough runway to make it into the bull market again. And get some of these big things dropped. I mean, because once the bull market starts, then the money is around and they can hire some of those people that they had to let go during the bear market. And then there's the development increases, right? So I don't know, the next couple of years, maybe starting in like the next 30 to 60 days, I think the next couple of years are going to be very, very happy years for us.
Yes, that's right. So, man, the market's really dumped today and then they're rebounding fast. So I was trying to buy this dip. I go in to buy it and the charts were still showing here, but it was already up to here.
Right.
And beyond. So I guess, did you hear what happened? I guess Elon Musk announced that he had to sell some or something. I don't know.
I did not hear that. I thought it was, I honestly, I've been crazy busy trying to get stuff tied up and prepped for being gone for a week and a half. So I missed a lot of the news today. I thought it was just because of the Fed's announcement or the Fed minutes saying that they might need to have another hike.
Okay. You think it was that? Maybe it was like, I was just listening to Brian D. Evans on a Spaces, but I missed it. Like right when he was telling us, I think he mentioned, there was something like maybe the Fed minutes came out plus an Elon Musk.
Yes, I hadn't heard that, but it very well may be the case as well.
Yeah.
That's news to me. I'll have to dig into that. But I mean, regardless, like you said, I mean, look at what the chart shows.
Look at
some people freaked out. It shook out some weak hands and then we went right back. Now, will that go back down a bit? Yeah, probably.
You think?
I mean, the market does. I know that a lot of people were like, oh, we're only up from here. I don't know that I believe that. I still think we got another leg down. And after that move, clearing out all of the resistance down that low, that opens it up to go lower, right? Because all of those resistance lines, those thick bands of people buying to stop it from going down just got slammed through. So now that resistance isn't there anymore. Those bulls that thought that would be the bottom and were putting that in there to either hold the bottom or think that it couldn't go any low, so they're going to get a low entry. They just got smacked. So I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, it's wild. This market, you just never know. It could go up. It could go down. Like the exact opposite can happen. And look at how quick it rebounds.
Yep.
I mean, ETH went from over 1,700 down to 1,576, right back up to 1,700.
It's a lot of bullish sentiment right there.
It's just like boink. And it's hard to catch those dips. But it could dip down even more. It's like, or all of a sudden it could just spike up these markets are wild. So if you're a Johnny on it trader, there's people out there doing that, watching those charts, and they're on it and they can make those trades. Otherwise, you just pick these times, you DCA on the projects you're bullish with good tokenomics, like Jewel, baby, that is down. All right. Jewel, I finally bought a little. I haven't bought any in a while because this guy's dumping on us. What have you been doing? Have you been waiting for this guy to finish dumping?
I mean, I want to. In reality, I'm trying to pay my bills. I was just able to sell some other NFTs, so I'm hoping that I won't have to sell any Jewel this 2 weeks. And I've got a couple pokers that are getting promising. So I don't know. I might have some other money coming in. I have not had an option here lately. I've been having to sell the locked Jewel as it comes unlocked, but like my heroes and stuff like that, I'm still hanging on.
Yeah.
I still have a decent amount. I mean, I've got like 40,000 Jewel locked up on Serendale where I don't have heroes and can't quest with it, which irritates me because on DFK side, I don't have much locked. And so I don't have the perks, which irritates me, but it is what it is.
Yeah. Okay.
I did not set that up well.
Yeah. I kind of messed that up at first, but I did it a little smarter on Serendale, that second time around. Okay.
Right.
And that worked out for me. One couple Gen Zeros there. Okay.
Speaking of Serendale, that was the one other big, little piece of alpha that I liked out of that from the Q&A section was that it moved forward. The initial review, they liked it, so they moved it forward for communication and voting. So it's out there. I think they said it needs to set for a week because of the way that Clayton has their voted for their public voting set up. But I'd be next week it should go up for a vote, and then I think it stays open for 7 days. And after that, granted, more money in their pocket, they can grow the team out.
Right. Okay, that's great. So we think this might pass. Yeah, they talked about that a little bit. It's going to be voted to pass starting next week. The vote starts for Clayton. So, yeah, Noonie, you're making a good point here. Here's my thought, though. I think there's a lot of people right now on the sideline ready to buy up some Jewel. And so, you know, I would say it's not a bad time to maybe start DCAing a little bit, but knowing that it might go down to what, 5 cents? Who knows where this thing can go. And I just, it won't take much for it to just pump right on back up to 10 cents.
And again, we don't know that they're selling all the way out of their position.
Right.
They might just be reallocating, and they realize that, hey, I was in DFK, it's gone down a little bit, but these other things I was in went down 10 10 times more. So all they're doing is just rebalancing, pulling out 50% or 75% of their Jewel and reallocating it to other projects to DCA into those and get a lower entry point, where they might stop when they have 2.5 million. They're done. We don't know. It might be 500,000. It might be zero.
Yeah.
Your guess is as good as mine, unless you know who it is.
Right. So who knows? We don't know. You're right. And who knows? He might even be, ready to buy back in at some point. I don't know. So, but I do know this. There's a lot of people with some cash on the sideline waiting for this guy to be done. Okay.
And so, in the meantime, the team's just making it easier for you to get in. So even if you don't have cash in crypto on the side, by the time he's done dumping, you just use that debit card. Last week's pay, boop, straight to Jewel at the bottom, baby.
That's right.
Just don't miss the bottom if he ends up holding 2.5 million. And I think that's why some people are starting to buy, because they're kind of hoping that he's not selling all the way out. So like, okay, well, this might be the bottom, and everybody else is sitting on the sidelines waiting for that 5 cents or 3 cents, but this might be as low as it goes. And then from here, it shoots back up to 18 cents or something like that. I mean that could happen at the drop of a hat with some we've got a lot of things coming up. What is that? 2-3 weeks and the next crypto gem launches?
3 weeks. We got 3 weeks before the next crypto gem comes out. We got big announcements. We got big partnerships coming. And so it will not take much for it just to go.
Yep. And a lot of that is going to be aired globally, right? So Swipe Lux, even though it doesn't work for us in the US, it'll work for all of them who want to get in. So if that should be in place by then, I would imagine. And heck, this might even be in place too, Singularity, to just make it that much easier for all the US peeps to see it. But in reality, I mean, can you not buy Avalanche through MetaMask right now? I know you can. You can get Ethereum.
Oh yeah. So like through their MoonPay, whatever service, third party,
or at least you used to be able to. I haven't tried it recently.
I know I
know it was a thing,
and I never mess with that because of the fees.
Me too. But I mean, you pay for convenience always and every time. So, I mean, those of us that are in there and in the know are like, 10%, that sucks. It drives me crazy because I could do it, and only pay 5% if I do this, and this. But a lot of new people can't do that.
Yeah. So right before this stream, I'm kind of here with Danimal thinking, okay, I'm going to start trickling in a little money back into Jewel, and starting now. And hey, if it goes down, I'm not going to dump a whole bunch, but if it keeps dumping, I'll keep buying at this point, I think, because I mean, just think a 10x right now is $7. I mean, 100x is $7.50 Jewel. To me, that for this to go up to $7.40 won't be that hard. Mm-hmm. It's not like it requires, just some huge amount of adoption to come back in for the Jewel to get back up to $7. And that's 100x gain.
It's insane. And I mean, if you think about it, I mean, we aren't at all a small community, but as far as actual individuals, right? I'm not talking about like daily active users on DApp portfolio or whatever. Well, I just messed that up. It's not DEP. What am I thinking of? Brain fart.
App Radar.
DAP Radar. There it is.
Yeah.
A lot of those are going to be bots, right? So, I mean, if you think about it, we probably have maybe a couple, 300, 500 people that are actually individuals that are playing the game.
Yeah.
Out of that, what do we have? Maybe like 5 to 10% that are actively putting money into it every week, right? Taking their paycheck and buying in. A lot of us that are still here, still holding on, have been here for a while.
Yeah.
So, I mean, just 100 people coming in and dropping $500 or $1,000 is going to make a ridiculous splash. People don't really think about that. Like, yeah, we're upset because it goes down, right? We get mad because we see the big number that we once saw and it's getting smaller. We're like, what the heck? Everything else is going down. Oh, my crypto's going to hell. I'm not going to have anything. I'm going to be broke. Bro, it can go up even faster than it goes down.
It really, and it's like a freight train.
Once that momentum gets moving, it's hard to stop that train.
It's like a freight train going down, and it blows our mind. It gives us, we develop mental health issues throughout this bear market. Okay, going crazy, losing our minds. I think
we're like the poster children for mental health issues. Very Grady.
Crypto's #1 shit show. Right here.
I mean, we both spend 100% of our time in crypto, so there's something to be said about that. Insane, most assuredly. Probably some mental health issues as well.
Oh, this soon shall pass. Give us a month, says Robinhood. I know, man. Robinhood, you're on fire in this chat today, baby.
Heck yeah, Robinhood. I love that quote. That's an excellent one.
Yes.
This shall pass. Or soon, yep.
Yes. Okay, so they talked about crafting some today, in the AMA. And he was talking about elements. What is he even talking? I don't even know what he's talking about. Elements with craft. So elements on the cards.
Yeah, the element of the hero. There's 8 of them.
Yeah, hello.
They come into play.
Elements will play in
10 of them.
That's right. Sorry, I just had a brain fart there. I even wrote it
down. We
all
do it, brother. No worries.
What was he talking about? Elements and crafting? I thought he was talking about like new materials that'll be coming or something.
No, it was the question that I heard was basically asking about crafting and what is it going to roll out incrementally, kind of like the way that, I don't know. It was unclear whether they were asking is going to be incrementally the way the eggs are rolled out, where we might only get like 2 of the crafting skills initially, and then 2 more a month later, and then 2 more, or was it meaning that everything that will ever be crafted will be launched immediately, right? And they kind of answered both of them. Number one, all of the crafting professions will be useful at the same time. They will have all of them built out on launch day. But there will be, the recipes to be able to craft various things, that is going to be a period of time, right? Those are going to increase over time. I would imagine that could be 5-10 years in the future. They're still creating stuff, you know what I mean? As the game grows and continues. I don't think they ever plan on finishing this game. You know what I mean? It's one of those constant growth labor of loves where they're just going to keep on building as long as we don't drive them away.
I need to check in with Pervy Sage, see how he's doing. Hope he's doing okay. I guess he went on vacation. He well-deserved.
He dropped something earlier this week. Did you see that? A little screenshot of the Scholar Matrix.
Oh, really?
It wasn't the full thing. They didn't release it yet, but there was like, he made a comment. I forget, it was like it's beginning or something like that. It was funny because he used a picture of a dude that like kind of resembles me. Like it was obviously like an RPG type, beast type dude, but he had like long white hair and a big white beard. And I was like, Daddy?
Oh, baby, look. DeFi Kingdoms retweeted our stream right here, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah. Okay. No, I saw something that Pervy Sage tweeted out, but where, I wonder. Okay, here, I'm gonna go to Workhorse. Jeez. Hello.
Let's take it.
Here it is down here. Workhorse. HOR.
There he is. Ian.
Okay. And let's see what's going on.
That's it right there.
This is it? Oh.
Yeah, if you scroll up and you look at the hashtags.
Okay.
That's how you knew it was the Scholar.
Okay.
Yeah, Wen Scholar. Jewel
Wen
DeFi Kingdoms
Scholar.
Wen Scholar.
Oh, baby.
So that they're working on the Scholar now, which in my mind means, and that's the one where I was like, it was my daddy.
Do you think this is a DeFi Kingdoms? Like, what is he talking about here?
I don't think the graphics will necessarily be DeFi
Right.
Kingdoms, that would be a complete rework. That would explain why they were so silent, but I don't think so. That's like some Skyrim level graphics right there. Like that's true AAA tier.
Yeah.
Which I won't say that Pervy Sage isn't holding out for. I mean, this is their first game from Wisdom Labs, so he might rather take another year doing it and it be a knock out of the park. Do not go freaking out and selling your stuff because I just said it might take another year because that is not what I said. He's a bit of a perfectionist. We know that he's been crushing himself, but the fact that he's starting to drop the skills again and releasing that with the Scholar. Teasing it. I mean, it's probably like being reviewed, might be modified. I see that coming out this week or next. And if they go back to one a week, how many more we got before they run out?
Not too many. Yeah, baby. So this is interesting. Christian Peter was wondering if this was DeFi Kingdoms related or not. But
does he have anything not DeFi Kingdoms related on there?
No. So I'm thinking.
Well, some of it. Yeah. Some of it's wisdom.
Wisdom.
So it might have to do with wisdom gaming. It might not be us that was for. That might be for wisdom.
Okay.
I'm going to say it was for us, though.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, that's right. So I think it's Bolin. He's been out there on Twitter. And he did some real good, clever Twitter stuff. Like DeFi Kingdoms did. I'm trying to think. I kind of slipping my mind right now, but he did something really smart and I forgot what it was. And I'm pretty sure it's Bolin. So yeah, we all miss Rock 808, man. I was literally thinking today, I miss his voice. I miss this. I was remembering back when we were at the Central Miami. It was just magical out there.
I could see. The thing is once we turn the corner and a lot of these things start dumping, assuming that things stop going down to the right and more up into the left as the bull market comes in, I expect we're going to see a lot of those people start coming back.
Yeah, I think Rock is still barely hanging around, hanging in there with the ecosystem. But I think he just got real discouraged. He just tired of the delays, like so many people. It can only take so much. And I don't know if he's sold out or not or what's going on, but I was literally thinking today, man, it would just be good to hear his voice. Yeah, baby. Sir Worm in the house. Love you guys. I think he's playing Boulder Gate.
Funny true story. I actually went to a Bitcoin meetup last night in Nashville and randomly met some dude from Oklahoma who was here doing some stuff at the Bitcoin thing. And this was like a Bitcoin Maxis event. This was not like there was Bitcoin and then there's blockchain, and you weren't allowed to talk about blockchain, period. Like I was talking with a buddy of mine quietly and said AVAX one time, and like 3 heads snapped to attention glaring at me. I was like, oh shit, I'm about to get kicked out.
Don't you love that? Oh, we're not talking about altcoins here.
But that dude knew who DFK was. That dude knew who DFK was, and he was in it. He had jumped out. We weekended, but he was there and he was talking about it. He knew about it.
Wow. Okay. Dude. All right. And then also one last announcement is that there's been apparently great feedback from the champions mode of duels.
Yes.
Any alpha there? What's going on with that?
Well, I mean, it's King of the Hill, man. Everybody loves King of the Hill.
Yeah. Yeah. I want to take a peek here. Okay.
And they've talked about even improving King of the Hill and making it better in next season.
Yeah.
I think that I've heard that there's a lot of good feedback on that. People are enjoying it. Towards the end of the season, they'll probably get annoyed because there will probably be like a handful of people that just fight back and forth for the actual top spot at the end. But if you can power through in the beginning and you can grab that spot, it doesn't matter if you're the most powerful. You're in that spot. You're passively earning every time somebody else plays after you once you've achieved that slot. So that's huge. It's all about, even the little dudes, right? Somebody who's just got a small collection, they can power through on that first day, get up there, challenge it, and become the first champion and make something of themselves before like all the whales come in and beast on them. And then there was that like I said, we talked about it last week, or I think I asked a question about it, and Frisky was like, "Yeah, I like that about finding a way to basically involve the guilds in it, right? So if it is one of those just whales that's been summoning and has just like 3 incredible heroes and they just nobody can beat them, create some sort of time frame where like for 2 minutes after the attack they're exhausted. So where if somebody else attacks, I think we talked about it last week. There's like they either the attacking team gets a bonus or they get a debuff to make it easier to knock those whales down, even if you're just 3. You might be just 3 Wii characters and you only put $20 in, right?
Yeah.
And you have a chance because you can work together with 3 of your friends and just do a rapid bam, bam, bam attack. And that third attack might end up dislodging them.
It's so fun. So it looks like here a bounty builds up.
Mm-hmm.
This bounty is paid upon defeating the current champion. The current champion earns 5% of dual crystal profits and 50% of fees generated through the champion challenge duels for this man. That is so cool. So you got to win 5 in a row. So you got to get a streak of 5 or more to challenge champion. And you have to have a score of 500 or more to challenge the champion.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Man, that'll just be fun to do on stream. That's a perfect streaming material right there, baby.
Yeah, it is.
Let's go. I mean, can I get to 500 real quick? You think?
Wow, that'd be pretty impressive.
Yeah.
You're trying to get there on stream?
Hey.
That sounds like a...
Let's win a whole bunch in a row here, right?
Right.
All right. Here we go with my level 18 thief, baby. Let's go. Okay. So this is fun and exciting. Frisky even talked a little bit more about in the AMA about possible future ideas of having this champion thing be like class specific, maybe. That was interesting.
Oh, that'd be neat too.
Yeah.
To where you could have duels for each of the classes.
Right?
Huh. That would be neat.
Yeah. All right. We're doing this. Okay. Yeah, I love how they acknowledge the creators and how many hours of content has been put on /4 DFK. Oh, yeah. Did they give a shout out to the content creators today?
Not just the content creators, but also the devs. Yes, they certainly did. I believe it was Frisky who shouted out some love to all of the, I think it was all of the hours of content creation that all of the community is building and all of the amazing tools. I think that came on the tail of somebody asking if they plan to integrate like a hero summoning predictor tool to where like instead of having to go to DFK, Adventures in DFK to like find good matches or Questa or something like that, they could just do it in game. And I love the fact that Frisky's answer was no. Like we don't need to involve that in the game because it's already out there, number one. And no, he didn't actually say that part, but he was like, well, we don't need to add that complexity, right? Because what you want to do to summon and create the best hero in your mind might be different from what I want to do. Mm-hmm. So we're going to leave that alone. There's tools out there to do it. And then he gave some love to the whole community of creators, be it content creators or developing tools and other amazingness.
Okay. I love it. Man, I kind of got beat down a little. I mean, I won some of those, but
But you won.
I mean,
that's the important part.
I won that one. I won, I lost.
I
lost. I won. I won. I won. I lost. I won. I think I was 5 for 5. I did 10, won 5 of them. Okay.
You just did 10 duels right there?
Yeah, you can do 10 at a time. You do 10 at a time.
Ah, yeah. I forgot about that.
And so that was with, let's see. Let's sort by level. All right. Descending. Look at this sexy. Oh, he's ready for level 19. What am I doing? I got to get room. Look at all this. This guy's ready to go to 17. This guy's ready to go, to go to 19. Level 19, baby. Look at that sexy thief.
Oh, yeah.
Let's
Fisher to boot. Thief pirate. Yeah, that's nice.
Let's see. Do we have any Mashka runes? No, because as soon as I get a Mashka rune, they go bye-bye. They get it's like helper. Shout out to DFK helper, baby. Okay.
Yes.
And so every once in a while, I just come in here and I have some Mashkaroons.
Yeah, if I could real quick plug them a little bit harder. For those who don't understand or know about DFK Helper, yeah, a lot of us in the community are like, ooh, wait a minute, I have to give up my private keys. You're going to control my account. I get it. You're supposed to feel that way. We're in crypto. However, they've actually got a brick and mortar business formed in the state of Ohio behind that. Like, so they have liability, they're doxxed, and they have an amazing service that will essentially do a lot of the manual stuff that gets a little tedious as your collection of heroes gets bigger, and just handles it all for you for a low fee. And in reality, what we're doing here is we're playing to PvP anyways. That's the whole point, right? To have the best heroes for PvP, PvE when the time comes, and once all that drops, and for duels now. So they've got an excellent service. I know I use it. I know you use it. It's like, I think most of the people in DeFi Kingdoms who have more than a few hundred heroes are currently using it. I don't know of anybody that isn't.
Right.
So definitely something to look at as you grow your collection if you're just finding your way in.
Dude, it's a no-brainer. And Zellies too, all the more the reason is that.
And Coolio.
Yeah, and Coolio and Crypto Baby H out there. Okay. And it's like they are they're doing advertising for DFK. That's what they're spending a lot of their revenue they generate. It just goes right back into advertising to, onboard new people for the game. All the blood, sweat, and tears, the love and attention, his careful attention to detail on things like, okay, it's, I love the waifu bot. I don't know what's going on with the waifu bot these days, but that was the bot I always used for a long time. Okay. And it's like, a generic bot. And it's like, as soon as there's a guy ready to quest, boom, he's questing. Yeah. Like as soon as he's ready to collect, boom, collects. If I level this guy up, okay, right now, like I'm doing, okay, and you come in here, that ticker ticks down from 20 seconds. It's like 3, 2, 1, click. Oh, no, waifu bot beat me. Out of 3 times, I beat the waifu bot to just see what I got to level up. All right, versus the way he does this is to help maximize and the gas fees and not have an appearance that it's just a botted account.
Right.
Which, he says is important for a few different reasons.
Well, yeah, I mean,
yeah.
So botting is just a way. It's part of the reason I've stayed away from like botting my whole account for a long time, just because I know that I'm a drag on the community with what I am already selling, and I don't want to pull all that out of it as well, right? And so I stayed away from it for a long time. I need to get back into it just because I need to get my heroes leveled up. Like I'm losing my competitive edge now, and just for the sole purpose of getting my heroes leveled, I need to get back on the bot because I can't manage all those heroes at once. There's just too many. That would be a full-time job for me. Plus,
right?
I got too much going on for all that.
Yeah, that was a terrible level up for him.
I've seen better. I wasn't going to point it out. I was hoping you were going to kick it away and not cry, but I can understand if you did.
Okay, well now he's all the more ready. All right, and then what? I think I had this level. Look at this. I've got my archer ready to go. Let's get him. Look at this beast. This guy's a monster. All right, which crystal? I guess intelligence. No, I don't even have an. It's a subclass wizard. Huh.
What's his?
He's a forager.
Foraging?
Beast monster.
I mean, you could just go with dexterity just to make sure 100% it goes.
Right. And it is a blue.
Yep.
It doesn't opt. I like to use the crystals that match up well with the subclass because it just helps maximize the chances for that. But we'll go dex.
Smart.
Okay. Vitality. And I'll go luck, I think. Okay.
Luck's always good.
This perilous journey beast. Baby.
Let's go. See a better level up than that one.
Yeah. And he'll be level 16 now. He's already a monster. He's got 50 dex. All right. Let's see what he's going to have. See, we don't have to worry about racing the waifu bots with this timer. Okay. So, man, anything else to cover? I've got I'm going on live tonight with blockchain billionaires, baby. and they are phenomenal, awesome dudes.
I'll be on later with Mythic Squad and Frisky.
That's right. Okay. I don't think that overlaps. I think, yeah, they're a little ways out. They're tonight, 10:30 Central Grady time.
Correct.
Okay. And so I'm going with Blockchain Billionaires, I think at 8 p.m. Central Grady time. And then tomorrow I've got Mikhail coming on. Mikhail is helping us with Cryptos RS Plus. He's a DeFi guy, and this guy is mega connected. So we're in there in the chat with George and everybody in this chat. And Mikhail's like, hey, I know the president of Gala Games. Let me hook you up with his right-hand man here.
Yes, please.
We're chatting with the right-hand man of the president of Gala Games. He's like connected. He's deeply connected with all these guys, and he's trying to grow now his YouTube channel. Super good dude, super like heart of gold, phenomenal, like rare find on the earth type guy. Salt of the earth, my man, Mikhail. And he's always in, like George always has him up on all the Twitter spaces that he does. Good dude. And then, okay, next week, I've got these guys with Rose CeFi coming on, and I'm trying to get with me. Okay, Chris with Rose CeFi, that George and Brian advises these guys. They were on FOMO or Pass. Like, you remember the first project on FOMO or Pass was Dragon's Crossing, baby. Okay.
It was.
And this got a FOMO by a clear 100% without question FOMO from both George and Brian. They're advising the project. And another guy that helps George with his DeFi, I think, is also going to join us. Super good dude. He's like all something ETH. Let's see. Look at this guy. That's Scott with Wag Me Games. Okay. Yeah, right here. All things ETH. Okay. He's also helping George, and he's already helped George in the past, with the DeFi. George, every Friday night, was doing a DeFi clip, and it was this guy. Super good. Another super good dude. I think he'll be joining us. Nice. And then we've got Rare Evo next week.
Yeah, Kong and I are going to hold down the stream next week because you'll be flying.
I'll be.
I don't know. It'd be cool if we get in, because I know the registration will be open from, I think, 3 till 10 that night.
Yeah.
So solid chance we'll meet up and be doing it there from the event location at the registration. We'll sit there and do it sitting next to each other. I think that'd be dope.
Yes, man. I'm so pumped. I'm a little overwhelmed. It's just so much going. I know Christian's overwhelmed too. I was stressing out about trying to do this for George because he wants it done a certain way and he wants the videos edited. And it's like the fact that Christian Peter is helping us with this is just perfect, hand in glove. He puts out those awesome videos, but man, I think it's going to be a stress. So I don't know. We gotta figure out the sustainability of this with George, because we want to do 1 or possibly even 2 videos per week. Well, right. I don't think 2 is possible unless
that's going to be hard, especially if you have to learn 2 new games and learn enough about them to truly be able to speak on them. Like, I worry about how good those videos will end up being, even if they are edited and professional looking. The content might be lacking. Less is more sometimes.
Yep.
I would recommend no more than 1 a week, honestly, unless they're just projects, like maybe to start it off, because you got a bunch of projects, you could easily throw them against each other. And so like the first 2 weeks, you could drop 2 a week just to get the started. But then once a week, moving on. I mean, otherwise that's your full-time job, and it's got to pull in enough to make you happy. I mean, you won't have time to quest if you're trying to dig into 2 new games or 4 new games every week.
I mean, I have not been questing. I haven't been keeping up with my DeFi Kingdom stuff at all. So I'm having a hard enough time keeping up with Dragon's Crossing, which was a phenomenal season last season. And season 3 has now started. I think there might still be time to get in. If anybody still wants to get in season 3 of Dragon's Crossing.
Isn't it like a huge disadvantage though if you don't get in at the beginning?
No, it's an advantage to come in later, because you get the alpha ahead of time. You can catch up on, because they make little tweaks and changes.
Gotcha.
To kind of throw you off on purpose.
And
this season is the most fun. It keeps getting better. The game keeps improving. they'll make little changes here and there, and it creates a different strategy. And there's different options this season, and it's an absolute freaking blast. That game is phenomenal. Phenomenal job on Dragon's Crossing. We just need to get more people in there. And
it's always the trick.
I think that's it.
Heck yeah.
Love you, man.
Love you too, brother.
Dude,
another great stream.
Let's go. Next week we'll be out there. We'll be doing stuff.
Next week there might be some extra street like shorts that drop randomly, us rolling around, freaking yeah, I can see that.
Kong went out and bought a microphone, for a phone, and he's bringing his laptop so we can do all. He's already planning it all out, baby. Let's go.
I'll have my gaming laptop and my regular laptop / tablet, whatever, out there, like, because I'm gonna be out there for a week and a half. I still got to do stuff, so yeah, I will have all my gear and a bag to bring it with and a ride to get it there. So game on,
freaking go! Luck, agility, vitality. All right, yes, love you guys.
How funny would that be if this rare hero was the one with the best level up?
Yeah. I mean, he's going to level 17. This thief.
Yeah.
I've got memories with these guys. I mean, so crazy.
Heck yeah.
It's so crazy. Like this world that we live in. Who would have thought we would have had the opportunity right now to buy Jewel at 7.5 cents? To buy Jade and Crystal less than a penny? What's Jade down to?
I don't even know. I don't even want to know what those are at. That's going to be painful to look at.
Like I just saw Crystal is
probably
at
sub penny, aren't they?
9/10 of a penny. Crystal is at 9/10 of a penny. Yeah,
that's what Barkeep Kessing's saying right now.
Yeah, Jade is at 8.5 of a penny. I mean, the freaking market cap.
But that's all right, man. That just means there's more room to go up, baby.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like they're not building. It's not like they're not doing more. I mean, unless you think that like some sort of regulation is going to drop and just squash the game,
right?
I don't see it. And how could they? They give everything away. Aside from the very first round where they sold some heroes and the Jade was even in the decks. I mean, I'm sorry, not the Jade, the Jewel. So like, they're not doing anything that would cause them to get shut down.
Right.
Worst case scenario, it could be like maybe they get a fine for the initial sale of some of the heroes or something like that down the road. But that's not coming soon. They ain't got no wells notice. Nobody cares about a $5-10 million market cap project. Like that's not what the SEC's looking at. They're looking at like the XRPs, the huge ones. So I don't foresee it being an issue. Oh, I think we just got room to go. Lots of room to go.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be, the Jade and Crystals burning at 25% rate now instead of 5%. There's so much upside here. So I'm just going to keep grinding out there, guys. I'm going to keep spreading the word, tactfully about these little projects that I love and believe in. I hope to get a little chance maybe to give DeFi Kingdoms a little plug when I get on around the blockchain, maybe.
You better.
Hey, so try and get Dragon's Crossing a little plug. I don't know.
I wish I had a shirt. If I had a shirt in my size, I'd be wearing that at Rare Evo.
Well, yeah. Okay.
Boo.
I'll be
one of these days. Maybe they'll get one in my size that I can buy.
Yeah, baby. All right, man. Ogre, love you, man. Ogre and Crypto Grady out. Hang in there, folks.
Great things in the future, baby.
Yep. Got
Mad love, everyone.
Cash on the side to buy those dips, baby. Let's go.